We are back with Garrett T. Caps. His backing band is Nassau Country. No, bad, Trevor. I said Nassau, which is the county. That's the county where I live, Nassau County. I saw Nassau Country and I read Nassau County. Let's go, Trevor. Um, we're back with Garrett T. Caps. His backing band is called Nassau Country. No, I'm fucking high. That's the problem. I'm on the fucking dental pain pills and I'm crazy.
Dang, man.
We're back with Garrett T. Caps. His backing band is NASA Country. His new album is called People Are Beautiful. And Garrett, you own a venue.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about being an artist and running a honky tonk. So now you sort of got both sides of the music industry there.
Yeah. I've always been pretty passionate about booking bands or at least like going to concerts and knowing uh, about the live music world's history and what bands have played where I grew up here which is San Antonio over the years. And somewhere along the line, I started hosting like smaller shows at different places around town, mostly bars and stuff like that. And it kept growing and growing. All kind of club level shows, friends bands, and then I met some folks that wanted to open a honky tonk, and they were going to, and I told them I needed a place to book all these bands and myself. I didn't really have a home venue in San Antonio that made sense for what I do, and they just worked together very organically and pretty streamlined. And that was about 5 years ago. We've been open for 4 years, and uh, it's cool. It's like kind of like my main gig, besides just like running around like a nut job, playing shows and doing random stuff. Like my anchor base is being an owner of this small venue and dive bar. It's kind of become some sort of institution here in town. So it's cool. I think it's fun. It's a great networking opportunity, and I think it's a source of joy for locals and bands and tourists alike.
What kind of vibe do you go for there?
It's definitely like neon signs, old vintage beer signs. There's a jukebox, 45 jukebox with all kind of classic country, and we have country bands, two a night on Friday and Saturday, mostly regional stuff. We have a dance floor, a a little tiny disco ball that's always on no matter what. Pretty cool bartenders and pretty good drinks. I would say somewhere in between Total Dive, Rock Bar, and classic Texas honky tonk.
What's the coolest name you've ever gotten in the doors there?
We've done some cool stuff. Um, we've done like we've done these video series with Texas with our NPR syndicate down here. Some have been cool. We've had like John Doe from X, Bill Callahan, Erica Winterstrom from the Heartless Bastards, Robert Ellis. Um, and they're all, small shows, but big shows for us. And a lot of those people are my friends and heroes. But the most important show, my favorite show that we've ever done there was about a year ago. I booked Doug Kershaw, who definitely plays the honky tonks and mid-sized clubs around Texas. But for us, it was a larger, kind of more hands-on show, and I like picked him up from the airport and had hung out with him, and it was just zany and hilarious, and like still in a weird period of like COVID safety concert stuff, but it was just like this wildly memorable. It was a Monday night in San Antonio with Doug Kershaw, the Raging Cajun.
Oh, why don't you tell me your favorite Doug Kershaw song and I'll play it.
Oh man, he's like so crazy. I mean, I think every one of his album has like Jolie Blonde on it, and probably uh, Louisiana Man. But one of my favorite songs, and another very special moment of that show, was I had requested weeks before the concert that he play this song called "Just Like You," and it's this song that's like a biographical and kind of stream of consciousness lyrically about him. And I remember we don't really have a green room at the Lonesome Rose, so we rented this Airbnb across the street. And when the opener was done and the band, his backing band was ready, I went across the street to get Doug, and he was looking up the lyrics to "Just Like You" on the internet. And then he usually just plays fiddle and sometimes squeeze box. But that night he used my guitar to play "Just Like You" um, at the show, and it was just really sweet and just mind blowing. Really, just the I like hanging out with the old legends that are around. Some of these guys that are accessible here in town, like Flacco or uh, Augie Myers, um, and Doug Kershaw is definitely in that like category of seeing so much. I mean, he played like the Super Bowl in 1990, and he like got married at the Astrodome, and he had like he had the first song to ever get played in outer space. Just like wild shit, and he's still like in it for the love, and he isn't like playing mega venues anymore, but like when he does play, he plays with all his heart and lives for the music, and he's just a wild man. He's like 87 years old, so that was my favorite show we've ever had at the Rose.
Let's hear Just Like You and we'll be right back.